Alrighty, so there's a new set of Tower of Trials available, and we are going through 22 today. So if you're new to the channel, or you're just new to the content in general, feel free to subscribe, because we do single, like with solo Tower of Trials floors. I don't want to bundle them all together, because I know you guys probably don't need them all at the same time. You know, sometimes you get stuck on one, blah, blah, blah. That way you don't have to skip through a whole bunch of stuff. So this one is pretty interesting. Floor 22 is fighting Goddess Elizabeth, which is kind of interesting. From my understanding, she does a pretty good amount of damage, so you want to have a taunt unit. I'm going to try it with Deanne first. I don't know if that's the greatest option. I've seen people do it with Red Matrona, so she's definitely a good option as well. Rimuru, I think, is the ideal unit to have on the team as far as damage dealing goes, because of his passive. It will remove the Goddess Liz shield that she puts on, which would be really, really nice. I'm gonna avoid using him because I know that he's a collaboration unit and everybody doesn't have him. From my understanding, the other great unit that you can use is King, but you just want to make sure that you've put up taunts and everything, you rush ultimates, and the whole gimmick to this this fight particularly is that you want to make sure to not attack with a unit for 3 turns, so that way they get their stats increased. From my understanding, I think people have said that you don't have to do all units or anything like that as long as you don't attack with your main damage dealer. I think you're still able to use attacks with the other characters, but you know, we're gonna upgrade on Liz. We're gonna taunt up. I do have Red Tarmiel on her just to help a little bit. I know that maybe not everybody has Red Tarmiel, so I think that might be where Matrona ends up being a little bit better, because I think her if I'm not mistaken, her taunt already is like a 3-turn, like right from the get-go, whereas for me, I'm gonna have to upgrade Deanne a little bit before she actually gets a 3-turn taunt, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about that. But yeah, hopefully by the time we get around to using her actual, that would be a really good point. I don't need to use an actual stance unit. I need to use a buff unit taunt, so like Droll or Matrona. So Matrona's probably the better option here, unfortunately. Hopefully they don't target too much on King if possible. I'll see how this goes. We might still be able to salvage this run, but ooh, okay, so decent damage on King there. It looks like they just kind of like heal quite a bit, which is kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully it will, luckily, even if they put up a shield, it shouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So we don't have increased stats just yet. Let's go ahead and put this up just to see if we can do anything. We'll move this just to get closer to Gother's ult. I don't really want to draw it just yet because I'd like to be able to keep Deanne's in hand. I'm interested to see if their ults do damage. It looks like it's just a major heal. Okay, it is, so it's nothing to worry about. You can kind of just keep stalling, which is great. Nice, that was a level 1, so we don't get the stance removed. I would definitely recommend Matrona instead of Deanne. I think Deanne might be kind of good because she gets the damage increases and stuff, so still no stats yet. Move this and wait a turn. All right, so it said activate unique, so I'm assuming we now have the stats, and it looks like they're doing like 0 damage at this point. Hopefully she doesn't stun, because then I'll be able to use 2 ults. Okay, putting up another shield, not bad. And then let me check. Unfortunately, I don't have the stance now for Deanne's ultimate, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, we have major increased stats. 105 attack is basically what we need. We want to make sure that we use King first, so that way we can get rid of all of those buffs, because we don't want to hit that, you know, that reflect at all. That would be great. And then I guess we'll just go ahead and ult with her, and then use a King card as well. Obviously there is a revive, so that is kind of annoying, but what can you do? And then boom. All right, so it's just the left unit left. Hopefully that's not an issue. I know sometimes if you know, don't kill certain units in certain times or whatever, but it looks like we did just fine. So yeah, definitely recommend using Matrona probably over Deanne, because you're going to have to worry about having stance up whenever you use her ultimate to get better damage off. But honestly, that wasn't too bad. My Deanne's pretty pretty low on ult level, and King is also only like 3/6, which is, you know, pretty decent. But, you know, using his ultimate to make sure that you get rid of the buffs, or just having a buff removal unit, Matrona also has that covered as well with her single target, which might be kind of good. Just making sure that you rush, like, you know, AoE ults and everything like that is probably the best strat. So wait 3 turns, get your stats increased, everything should be good to go. That's pretty much it for me, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have the next guide out as soon as I feel comfortable enough and I can beat it consistently. So I will see you guys then.